die, David Benjamin, you arrogant guy. Fucking think you can angle me? You just got so pwned, it's a joke.
I'm ready to die. You're not ready to die.
You've declared war. I've accepted your terms.
You just shut up.
Yes. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, baby, that's it. Let Helmut hit one. Yeah.
Turn an ace to end this race, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every tournament should be like this.
This is the best
Emma just opened a secure optic link to the Home Secretary.
Right,
if you really want to clear your names for the bombings, this may be your chance to gather the evidence. Get close to the car and I can hack in, plugging you into EmmaChild's.com. Try to drive casually.
This is Director Child coding in. Kilo Alpha Kilo 711.
Code and voice print confirmed. You're on a secure line to the Home Office, Director.
Hold on, Mr. Secretary. I seem to have a communications anomaly. Probably nothing, but let's switch channels to be safe.
Well, that's annoying. Stay close and I'll see if I can get them back. Of course, she definitely noticed that. Get after her before she escapes.
We're reallocating resources to the DedSec file. Mr. Secretary, I wanted to bring this up directly because of the recent incident with your liaison to the service.
The prize money would put me back in the lead in terms of the all-time.
You think that was DedSec?
And that's something I
thought we'd chalk it up to your problem, child.
When I saw you grab him, I literally just in my mind.
Yes. That's the sensitive bit, Mr. Secretary. There's new evidence that suggests Malik may be working with DedSec.
For fuck's sake, Emma, this is a disaster.
It's under control. Shit, sorry, Tom, but we have to switch channels again. One moment.
Ooh, it seems this conspiracy goes all the way to the top. Or close to it, anyway. Stay nearby, we've almost got it.
I'm ecstatic to make the final. Really, I'm really pleased because this has been making for the Premier League. 3 consecutive finals and the most amount of finals ever to be made in the Premier League. And what a tough way to do it. I should have got a Phil Rackers and been on Paramount t-shirt.
Online qualifier Giovanni Safina. He qualified for $100, won the online final, and went on to shake up this Premier League.
When I took part in the 1 Euro qualifier, I only did it to kind of enjoy it. One thing is...
Learn to drive, you fucking
Here I
arsehole!
am today. Winning would be fantastic for me, my family, my son, everybody.
Talking about Giovanni.
Online track
But just how exactly is any of this under control, Emma?
Because one of them is currently hacking into my car's comm. That's where those anomalies are coming from.
You sound suspiciously calm about that.
This isn't my first day, Tom. I'm not in the...
Each point in the league stand is converted.
It's a decoy, but it does have an active beacon that's calling Albion down right on top of them as we speak. I'll have one of them in custody within an hour.
That was me disconnecting this time. You had better
Some of
run.
poker's biggest stars are in action here tonight at the M Resort for the final of the Party Poker Premier League Poker Season 4. Plus an online qualifier who could turn his $100 into a $400,000 top prize and take down one of the most coveted titles in poker. Phil Hellmuth and Jesse May are taking you through this one.
It's always about final tables. I'm here with someone who knows a lot about them. 11-time WSOP bracelet holder, Phil Hellmuth. Phil, nice lineup for this one.
Great lineup. It's going to be a long match. And, you know, I mean, David Benjamin is a poker player. This guy plays 150 hours a week for months at a time. The guy's played so many hands. And, I mean, I have to believe he's the favorite. Phil Locke, you know, he could be there. Yeah. Phil Locke has a massive chip lead. He's capable of mixing it up. I think maybe he'll play a big pot in the final three. Maybe with the worst hand, Phil Locke will, or a coin flip that'll determine who wins. Daniel just wins every race, so look for him to be there.
And what about the qualifier? I mean, obviously not so much experience, but he's gotten to this stage.
I mean, you have to give him some credit. My hat's off to him. I mean, it's pretty amazing what he's accomplished to just come from like playing in a small stakes internet thing to sit down with these great players. I mean, he's at the breaks and wants pictures with us and stuff like that. And so, you know, it's obvious he's kind of fans, and so it's amazing what he's done. I just don't think he can win it though.
And don't forget about impact player Luke Sports. I mean, he's played some of the most exciting hands. How far can he take?
Suspect reported in your area, potentially armed and hostile.
Received. Mobilizing now. Out.
It's the final table of the Premier League. Poker number 4.
Control, we are unsighted of suspects.
I like this lineup. I don't know what's going to happen.
I love this lineup. A lot of weird things can happen. I mean, you know, David Benjamin, I think is the favorite. To me, he has
fire, baby.
Control. Target is now on
I
foot.
guess it's all going to talk about who's going to set the pace.
You're near an Emma Child's hideout. Poke around to see if you can find a clue.
I'm onto it.
Phil Lock, of course, chip leader, 480,000.
Control, I can't see the suspect.
Even
Please
Daniel
advise.
Lugano, who's the second shortest stack, has got, what is it, 130 big lines to start. I want to talk a little bit about the styles. I mean, we know that Negrano and Locke open a lot of pots. We know Benjamin's a caller. We know Schwartz is a three-better. How's that going to clash?
I think it's going to be very interesting, and Daniel being on Luke's left is at least good for Daniel. I mean, he really hates having the big stacks behind him, but they're relatively tight players.
I wonder if Phil Locke's going to kind of be handed in because Negrano opens so many pots. You know, Locke's going to either have to call or three-bet, which isn't really his style.
Well, and here we have the very first hand, and Daniel's come out attacking. Deuce 5 suited.
This always gives you like the fake fold. Okay. This always gives you that whole fake fold thing because you put your cards on the glass and it's like such a slow rolling.
How sick is that?
7?
He said if it's 7 deuce, I'm not calling, and then it's suited.
You're gonna be dead. I had 3 outs to your hand.
6-2.
No, I had 3. I had 3 outs to your hand.
Fuck! Don't move! Don't
Hands up! That's why I raised. I know the math. 2 out of 5, 40.
Can you still win without them?
Now, of course, on Benjamin's immediate right is Phil Lock the chip leader. That's perfect for David. And Daniel, who's going to be making all these weak little raises. So,
I mean, it looks to me like already it's set up where Benjamin is going to be playing loads of flops in position against Negrano and Locke. But here we go.
And we'll have 2 queens. What to do?
Which part of?
It's gone for the 3-bet.
They say it all over London.
But even the 3-bet right now with the stacks
Ready to go?
deep.
Took you long enough.
Terribly sorry, everyone, but one of your teammates has been kidnapped.
That's the one thing I like about
Sirs has got to be behind this. That was way too clever for Albion acting on their own. Questions why.
Well, they're being tortured for information about Malik, of course. I thought that was obvious when we saw that meeting where Emma Child said, and I'm paraphrasing, kidnap someone and torture them for information about Malik.
Fuck. We have to find Malik. Bags, there's got to be some way to get him a signal.
Sure, I've marked a location for you. In his eagerness to leave in a huff, Malik failed to encrypt his last message. It was almost too easy to trace it back to his safe house.
Okay. And?
Malik has a stick so far up his arse it controls his thoughts. By now he'll have noticed his error and moved. But there's no way he isn't monitoring that safe house computer. If we use it to send a message like, return our calls or we tell Child everything, I'm sure the stick will compel him to listen.
Might as well give it a go.
True. Let's get this over with.
Good shape, but Roland DeWolf knows that David's really tough to block.
Only Benjamin can do this, and he just plays so strong close to that. Wolf sitting up tall. Has he really got to bring something different to the table if he wants to win this? Not yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if Roland. Well, we'll see. I like the way he played that hand.
It didn't look good for me.
I think yes, to answer your question. I think he does. I mean, he hasn't been bluffing enough, Roland. You know, he's not picking up enough free chips. I mean, he made it through that match the other day. The final match, he had to make the final 3 to make it, and he made it through that by just playing hands. I mean, he never got out of line, and he got lucky, in my eyes, to be able to pull it off. He said, "What do you mean I got lucky?" I said, "You were down to 120,000, right?" I said, "I guess you were supposed to finish in the top 3."
Do not resist.
He smiled. I got him.
Re-raise from Safina onto Benjamin.
Get fucked!
But, and the quick call from Benjamin. Now,
he's against King Queen suited again.
Yeah.
This time with 3 suited. Yeah. Last hand with 8 deuce suited. But he knows he can outplay Safina, and he's in position. There's a check. David check. I'm surprised he might not have taken a little top of that.
Safina is still the mystery man. The guys have been playing with him for a couple of matches now, but what do they know about him? What are his predictable? You know, how predictable is he?
He's very predictable. I mean, I found him to be incredibly easy to read personally. And, I mean, when he re-raised and David called, I think that whenever that happened and he and I played a pot, I knew that Safina had, I don't know, like a king, queen, and ace, jack, somewhere in that range. When it came to the undercards, he was ready to just give it up because he assumed that I started on the better hand. So Benjamin really should have bet the flop there if he's playing optimal poker.
And I think this is going to be a trend. You know, if the Grana is out, lock may be in. If the Grana is in, lock may be out. Benjamin just always folds. He never re-raises that.
He called with the eights and Roland told the ace nine right away.
Couple pocket pairs. Schwartz also from the big blind.
It's one of those hands, I mean, if something, you know, I mean, okay, it's pretty harmless up there. A lot of times somebody can get themselves in trouble when they're against 7 and 8 and they have overcards. Let's see what Prolock tries to do. Too many players to bluff.
Should Benjamin be firing out?
David Benjamin will fire.
Narrow the field, see what he's up against.
He has to find out now. We can't let an overcard come off.
This area is being recorded by the GB.
Now, Safina may well call here.
It's tough to call though, right? I mean, if Safina calls, where's he going with it? Just see what happens on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it'd be tough for him really. Wow, what a good fold there.
Quick takedown. Nobody goes after Benjamin.
It's very limited. I was like, oh, okay, well, 7,300. And I was like, there's no thing in the world I want. It's really pretty weird.
Fuck him up!
The one thing that's really against Phil Locke is he's won 3 matches. And people at home are like, what do you mean he won 3 matches? How can that work against him? When you win 3 matches, everything you're doing is working. And it gets to a point where you're not even playing good, so it just keeps working. And so he's a little bit out of like everything working. Who knows what kind of strategy he's going to end up bringing, you know, to the table. He may bring a losing strategy.
You're walking down the street, okay? You don't have anything to do that day.
When is that ever going to happen? I have leisure activities I must pursue.
You have an afternoon off, okay?
Okay, yeah.
What's the longest you would walk out of your way if you knew there was a $100 bill lying on the ground for you to pick up?
Is it like, it's a different thing if there's a $100 bill every X yards and I can just make a thing of
it's only one. Just one.
I guess if it was in the mailbox when I checked the mail that morning, that would be a delight, but that's like already in my path.
I mean, if someone said to you there's 2 miles away, there's a $100 bill on the ground.
I don't know, probably 800 miles. I would hop hobo. I would be like a hobo and hop trains for 800 miles.
Hey, how about this? And I mean, Benjamin is. First of all, what am I doing here again? Second of all, what being in position? Do you want a smooth call here, or is that a warning sign?
If I were Daniel, I'd like to see a smooth call because he knows that Benjamin reads him well, and so I'd like a smooth call to throw him off.
To win the bet, I had to get a matinee ticket or something. It was part of like getting an adult ticket.
Now the reason Daniel just called is David might have queen 10 option here, and that's what you think sometimes. You know, at the next level thinking is, I'd hate to get him off a hand like king queen.
But I mean, wouldn't Benjamin have stacked off with ace king, or not stacked off, but you know, on the flop, and now it's a little bit different. That's 7.
Well, 7's a bad card because everybody knows Daniel plays 7-8. Okay, now it's Daniel's turn to either make a raise, like for all of it, or a lot of it, or he could smooth call one more time. Now Daniel in his mind is wondering, okay, Daniel has to assume I have the best hand. So making that assumption, and he can't fold. So there's 2 assumptions he has to make immediately. So the question is, what does David have? Wow, Daniel, wow.
And a street of value on the river either way, right?
Well, the problem is that you've given him a free shot at the king or a queen. Okay, he's missed it. So you gave him a free shot at the king or a queen when you might not get paid that much. Now Benjamin may fire out $50,000 80,000 here as a semi-defensive bet. Tough spot for him. Daniel has just crafted him so perfectly. David has to bet because he has to call. So if you have to call, if Daniel's going to bet 70,000 to 80,000, you have to call it. You might as well bet 40 or 50,000.
This is the worst spot Benjamin has been in the Premier League.
Lucky to have this early. Daniel's been running so good, but you know what? He played this hand to win the maximum, and he made a good check. Let's see what Daniel bets here.
If Benjamin check folds here, you got to say it's legendary, right?
I got to say it's, well, I mean, if Daniel moves in, then Benjamin can get away because, you know. But if Daniel bets 50, 60, 80, 100,000, especially 50, 60,000 and David gets away, you have to say, wow, great fold. How much, 50?
That's big. He's going for it.
He's given Benjamin a chance to get away from the hand with that bet. I think if he would have bet 50,000, David would have just had to say, all right, I call. He's given him a chance to get away. I don't know if David can take that door.
And at this stage, Benjamin knows he can't beat a value bet. So all of a sudden, it's either a bluff or a hand. Is that right?
Daniel did not bet 85,000 with King Jack. David knows that. Wow, he called it. Wow. See, Luke guessed 8-9 suited.
Benjamin called. He was curious, and he is now gone. Shorter stacks.
I'm a check call, but I can't check call because when I'm in position.
Wow. He fooled Benjamin.
What?
He did.
He max valued him.
He did, yeah, he max valued him. I mean, it was a very lucky hand for Daniel. Very lucky hand for Daniel, but he also played it flawlessly.
Love to know what the key was for him, but he sized everything perfectly and gave off all the right signals.